All right, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the New York session. Today is Wednesday, 20th of August, 2025. And we are here with, as usual, the dollar index. Without wasting too much time, let's begin. Okay, to start with, yesterday we wanted to see the dollar index go for the equal high, which was at the 98.32 level, and we got that. Okay. Now I want to see them go for this equal high, which comes in at 98.63. Okay, so you're going to be expecting a continuation to 98.63, and we are using this low here as our pivot. Okay, so it can come into a pullback and then continue going up. If we lose this low, then we will be going down. So you're going to be using this as our pivot. If they come lower, it forms a low here and then we go up. Today being Wednesday, I think today is when the high impact news kicks in. We've had in the morning GBP make some crazy move. We have the FOMC meetings at 7 p.m. So tonight at 7 p.m. we're going to see some movement on the dollar index, and I'm expecting them to take price to the upside. Actually, the level is here, so that comes in at 98.67. okay, so we're expecting a continuation to the upside on the dollar index, and the opposite is true for euro. We're expecting price to go and attack this low. Beautiful. We drop down, and I quite mentioned that this is where we are wanting them to take price to 1.16175. That is where price is gonna go. So we are looking for a continuation to the downside to that level, and in case we pull back, we do have this New York session gap over here, which overshadows the landing gap. So we have kind of a balanced price range here, somewhere in here. So if we pull back, expect lower prices to 16175. Okay, so if for whatever reason price should pull back, then we'll be expecting lower prices from here to there. Okay, so that will be for the GBP USD. Yes, the British pound, I think yesterday I spoke about me liking the British pound more than the euro, because we pulled back into that and then we started rejecting. So I mentioned somewhere there, and we've got that. So the next target will be this low here. We have this landing gap that can still act as some form of a bounce. 1.34476, that would be the next downside objective. I like the rejection. I actually got in when it pulled back, so this low to this high. That's OTE. Shorted here and then doing the landing session. So we open, manipulation, rejection, and then we see price going down. So I'm expecting it to continue going down to 1.34476. So look for a continuation to the downside. The next one is the Euro Pound, and that's the one that I think I spoke about yesterday, that we are likely gonna continue going up, hence the weakness will be on the British pound, right? And that's what happened this morning with the news event. It actually sent price into a pullback, rejected, and started going up. And I think there's nothing over here till we get somewhere up there. All these are all balanced, apart from that previous week high, which comes in at 0.86725. Everything else is balanced, so price is gonna go for this equal high, 0.86547. Hence you can look for a buy. If we pull back, you can look for a buy to go up there. It has actually created a H4 order block, so that would be nice. Your stop loss can go below that, and this equal high, that weekly high, and then right in here, which comes in at 0.86857. That's your upside objective. So in terms of trade ideas, you can buy when price pulls back to the breaker with your stop loss below that, and you can be aiming for these. So you're buying this up candle with your stop loss below that in case it comes to the fair value gap, great. And then you're looking for this equal high, this high, and then that level. So let me remove this so we can see it clearly. Okay, so that is basically what you're looking for. Okay, so that is that for the Euro Pound. Okay, let's go on to dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen, I think yesterday I made it clear, stay out, because they've gone for this high, which was all that I could see for this week so far, and I mentioned to stay out. You can see why. Okay, price has not done much, simply because there seems to be some kind of strength in the yen. At the same time, there's some strength in the dollar index. Because if you look at, let's go to, maybe I did not bring that pair. But this one would have been a good sell. Okay, the pound yen would have been a good sell for the week instead of focusing on dollar yen. Why? Because pound yen is the weak pair. Sorry, the pound is weak, the yen is strong. Or maybe the euro yen. or the Australian yen, the Aussie yen. But I can't do all these pairs, and that is why I didn't bring them up. But whenever you know there's a particular pair that is weak, for example, right now we know that the pound is weak, right, because euro pound is going up, and any pair that is consolidating means one of them is strong, so you pair them and then you get that. But anyway, so yeah, still stay away from this for now, because we've done for what I think price supposed to do for the week. Gold. So gold, I was expecting them to go up and take out this high before the continuation to the downside, but it seems that wasn't the case. We couldn't go above the New York gap that formed on Monday, and then we've seen a collapse on price action. Now today on the H4, I want to see a continuation to the downside. If we break that up candle, then we could be going up, and as it stands, it looks like that might be the case, but I don't subscribe to it, because if you look on the daily, we did close bearish below previous week low. So watch the New York session. Do not sell short yet. Wait for a 5-15, even an hourly immediate close, changing price direction. That is when you can look for the sell. If we do not get the 5-15 or 1 hour immediate close to change the direction, don't engage, because when the week started, we've only been trading down. So this could break market structure and then start heading for somewhere up here. Okay, and besides, we are still below previous week low and rejecting, so it could break structure and then go up. That is why you need to be patient for New York session to give you a break of structure or a shift to go back down again. Okay, immediate close during the New York session, then you look for a sell. Which one do I prefer? I prefer the sell. We're going with the momentum, so if we can get the immediate close over here on the M5, M15, or 1 hour, then that'd be great, or even a 15 minutes fair value gap, that'd be fantastic, and then you can look for a continuation to the downside. Okay, so that is that for the gold market. Now let's go over and look at the crude oil. Okay, so crude oil, we spoke about this yesterday, that fair value gap down there on the M15, this one is likely gonna hold, so you can take your buy here, which is what I preferred to buy, place my stop loss, and then aim for this high. And then we see, because the only problem you're facing now is the gap down, this gap that happened, price pull back, went down, pull back, and then went down again. So kind of trying to fill in that volume imbalance. So I think buying is still the best idea, simply because we are coming off from a daily fair value gap and an order block over here. So if you go over there, we are coming off from this fair value gap with this down candle, which is an order block, right? So price might want to pull back before going down, and from the weekly perspective it makes sense, simply because we took out the previous week low, hence we should have gone for the previous week high. However, we've taken out the weekly low again, hence we need to reject immediately and start aiming for higher prices. So with that said, let's see if we can close above this high, and once we do, the 64.44 level will be the highest probability target for crude oil. So watch this New York session. If we can close above this, then watch for 64.44, 65.10, and in here, because there's no imbalance. That's the only imbalance we have. And then the PD array, the previous week high. All right, so that is that for the crude oil. Now ES, so ES yesterday we highlighted this area for a potential reversal to happen during the New York session, and they kind of aggressively went through, which on the daily it doesn't change anything, because all it did is come back deeper into the daily order block, and so far it's kind of respecting the fair value gap, because this did not close below. This one is still trading, and so far they are rejecting that previous day's low. And today is Wednesday, so we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday trading down to form potentially the low of the week, looking at how last week traded. Okay, so with what is happening right now, I think we might be going up to make a new high. It could be today, it could be this week, it could be next week, but I think we might be reversing from here to start going back up again. So on the lower time frame, watch this up candle. So far they've gone through this, but I like that one because this one is a swing, that one is not, so I prefer that one. If we trade through that, then we are likely gonna continue going up. So if we break this, they will trade into this New York session gap over here. Okay, so 6453 level, that's if we break this up candle, then they will trade up there and probably trade higher, because from the weekly opening we've only traded down. So I'll not be surprised to see the market break and then start aiming for that higher prices. And you can clearly see where price went, right? It went straight to the order block's mean threshold, so the down candle, the middle of it, and that is this line, and price is rejecting. So watch out for this up candle to break, and then we can look for price to basically aim for this gap. If you do not break, don't look for it, because it can continue going down, and if it does, then they might come for the previous week low. And if they do hit the previous week low, from the weekly perspective, we will reject immediately and then start going up again, because this up candle, which became an order block, did not hold, so it's bullish. Okay, with that said, let's now shift to the cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin surprised me yesterday. We did not break market structure, and then we went down again. So from the weekly perspective, let's pull back. They might be dipping back down into the gap. Let me go to the monthly so you can see. This can be reaccumulation, because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 up candles, so this can be a reaccumulation. Today's date is 20th of August, so we have roughly about 11 days to go, and with that 11 days, it can go reject and go all the way up and make a new high. However, looking at how price is behaving, we could be forming a reaccumulation candle, meaning they are buying inside that candle. Okay, they are buying inside that candle. Hence, on the lower time frame, we could be coming back inside this range, which that fair value gap is the ideal level price wants to reach for before resuming going higher. So on the daily, you're gonna start watching here. Okay, start watching there. And they've placed in one up candle with all these down candles. I think today might also be a down candle to attack this low, and then maybe a rejection. So watch 111900, 111900. That could be where they will reaccumulate, because where liquidity is going to be is down here. Okay, as it stands, that gap did not hold, that one did not hold, so they might want to come for the low. Then from there you can expect price to resume going up again. So watch 111900, a key level for price to give us a reversal to go back up again. So do not buy into what is happening now. Look down here. Ethereum, we did eventually trade inside the gap. It's traded inside the gap, right, on the weekly. Now with, let me take care of that. Okay, with that you can start anticipating a continuation to the upside, preferably somewhere here, OT level. Okay, so if any buy is going to happen, either this OT level or you drop down to the lower time frame and mark where the break of structure is going to happen, which is right here. Okay, so mark that and then just sit and wait. It's either they break it and then start going up, or it comes one more time to the OT level before resume going up. Which one probable? Lower, one more time lower, because this is a nice strong order block. So one more time lower, and then maybe a rejection. So watch the 3900 level, which is right here. All right, Solana, that also couldn't break structure. So again, watch the previous week low in here. It's at OTE, so anything is possible, but with what has happened yesterday, this is also a nice order block. So this is where the break of structure will happen. If you go through it, we go higher. For now, probably the previous week low, that is where price really want to go before resuming going higher. So watch 172.08. Ripple, we did come for that previous week low, and from the monthly perspective, again, this is just a normal candle forming, right? We've made it all-time high again. This might be similar to what Bitcoin is doing, reaccumulation, and it's not going anywhere much since we started. So what can end up happening is they might create a gap for the month of August, then next month open, we trade down, hit this, and then expansion to the upside. So whatever happens, you're looking for higher prices. Just stay a little bit patient, and then you see price will resume going up, because this impulse leg is now what is carrying price. Okay, we've made a new high, this low to this high, this low to this high, and they might dip inside this gap and then resume going up. So look forward for 2.7331 as the next downside objective if you're selling, before you look for the buy to happen. So on the daily, it means we are going to come down here and then somewhere in here. Hype, OTE, they've reached that level. Is it going to move from here? This one will determine that. It's either they move from here or they will make one more low below that low before we resume going up. Okay, before we resume going up, they might make one more low here before we resume going up. So just stay patient. Let them show you. Don't just buy. I don't subscribe to buying high time frame like this. So wait, let them break before you buy, or they'll come one more time below this and then you buy. Okay, AX16Z, they've gone for that low which we were looking for, 1136. Now I've highlighted this. Do we break that and then go up from here? Yes, if it goes up from here, that's okay. But like I said, this low is what I would prefer that go for that, because where we are, the fact that we couldn't go up from here, which was OTE, we broke and then we came right back down again. This one is most probable that they're gonna come for, and that's when I will anticipate the real move to happen, because after wiping this low, there's nothing else. Okay, after going for this low, there's nothing else. Hence, once that low is gone, that is when it'll be safe to buy. So what I'm saying is, I would want to see them go here, reject, and then we scream higher. Okay, so sit tight, don't buy yet. If you want to buy, you can average in, because there's not big difference between 11 and 09 compared to where our that is where our resistance is, that 40 level or 45 level. Okay, so buying in here or there makes no difference. Okay, so preferably here. If you can get there, then we're buying as much as we can. Okay, sorry for that little pause. I was checking out something over here. Chatsky, we came to that OT level, and I think yesterday I spoke about this, that is where we want to see them go up from. I like the fact that they've given an order block here. So with Chatsky, maybe buying, it's not bad. Yeah, because we've already traded to OT. We've had this shift, pull back, and then we have another shift. So buying is not bad then on Chatsky. I think we already anticipated it. So okay, let's go over here and look at the pound dollar. Pound Aussie. We've traded to the level that I was looking for, which was in here. All right, and we've gone way beyond that, and I think they might be going for this high as well. Okay, so maybe during New York session, wait for the 15 minutes. Now, one thing I've noticed about this pair, it likes doing this. I mean, it's really very easy to spot it. Let me show you. It likes doing that quite a lot. Okay, so right before the New York session, if you see price trading down just before the New York session whilst you're bullish, London is gonna go up and then it's gonna start trading down towards the New York session, and right at the New York session price will start going back up again. And it started from, I think, down here, right here. This was London, we trade down, rejected. This was New York, we trade down, rejected. Here we trade down and then rejected. Here we trade down and then rejected, and they're doing the same thing again, trading down. Okay, so it's gonna reject. Watch the New York session for that, and then you can start looking for price to go up. I think they're gonna come for this high, which comes in at 210372. Okay, and the Aussie dollar, we basically anticipated them going for that low yesterday, and they did that nicely. Ultimately, the next target is down here. That is where I finish off with this pair, and once we take out this low, that's it. I'm done on this pair. So 0.64187, that is where I think price is supposed to be going. So after we take out that low, that is me done on the Australian dollar. I'll dismantle this pair, and then I'll go and look for another high probability pair for a trade to give you. I'll start doing that maybe every now and then, because sometimes there are some nice trades going on somewhere. You just need to look. And I saw this last week when this happened. We are almost there, so look forward for this low to be taken. This is something normal. Okay, I think we've seen this several times over and over and over again. They are coming for this low, and this is just that small manipulation to go up and then finally come and wipe it. So watch the New York session, and in terms of levels to anticipate, maybe if they want to do any crazy stuff in this New York session, here or here, and then they will come for it. Or it probably might not get there. They will take out this and then come for it. Okay, so that's that for the Australian dollar. So back to dollar. They've traded into that area. Okay, so like I said, here you're gonna start anticipating price going back up again. If we lose this low, okay, if we lose that low, then for now we're gonna put the upside to the sidelines, and we'll be upside to consolidation. But as long as this low is intact, probability of them going back up is high. Okay, And yeah, this one will be the best for the continuation to the upside. In my opinion, for the rest of the week, this will be the best pair to focus on. All right. So that is that for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm actually dropping my sister off at the airport, but fingers crossed I'll come back early. I'm dropping my sister off. She's traveling, and I have to go and drop her at the airport. So, but hopefully I'll be back before 1 p.m. If for whatever reason I'm not back, then that might be the reason why. But I think I might be back before 1 p.m. So if anything goes according to plan, I'll see you same time tomorrow for another session. Until then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.